So we begin our fourth module here, and we're going to be talking about how to work with content and activities. So let's take a look at this week's session. So this time we're going to be looking at some different learning objectives. We're focusing on content and activities that'll support the learning event. We want to use our knowledge of the intentional learner interaction, social media, and content development tools. We're going to look also at rubrics later on and how to analyze and assess a course. Because we're also taking a look as how to use this MOOC platform as a demonstration, not only a learning tool, but as a demonstration of how to actually create an interactive course for online learning. We're going to use several of the functionalities to demonstrate things such as the platform itself, in this case Moodle, tools such as Camtasia Video, PaintShop Pro for PNG and other image manipulation, the media accesses such as this intro session and use of YouTube and other video formats. We'll be also using things such as a discussion forum and various interactive assessment tools in a 24/7 asynchronous format. In this first session, we're focusing on content and activities, though. And part of that is we want to look at content that supports the objectives, but also demonstrates an engaging content throughout the course. We'll be using the Understanding by Design learning theory. We'll be looking at video and PDFs for generational engagements. We know that different generations enjoy to learn through video. Other generations will prefer textual formats. We're going to introduce a couple of new tools in each of the 3 sessions for this course. And then finally we're going to wrap up with a view of how to deal with formative and summative assessments. So when we look at active versus passive learning, one of the things we'll notice that many institutions have traditionally used computer-based learning in a very passive role, meaning that the material's there and it's up to the learner to go and extract the data. It's not engaging, it doesn't interest them, and as many of the statistics will show, the drop-off for paying attention and completing the courses is extremely low. The general consensus is that for MOOCs, it's under 10% complete those courses. But once you add engaging activities, interaction, and social media into the course itself, that number can grow into the 40 to 50%, which for an online course is a marked difference. One of the ways to really make that engaging is the old meme of keep it simple, make it fun. A similar use of this small image on the screen here has gotten me a lot of attention. It brings in some interest, it is fun, and people remember that image very, very quickly. So things that relate a fun attitude into the learning often will allow for people to remember and retain that information more. Just be aware of cultural taboos and considerations, though, when you're looking at including some kind of humor or fun activity into your learning. Another thing to consider at this point in designing your engaging activities is the audience alignment. And this is just a very quick reminder of some of the things that we've discussed in the previous sessions, that generalizing our audience based upon their birth times and what they grew up with is a great way to actually kind of align what you're creating with that audience. So we may have a fair number of baby boomers that we have to create content for who are definitely less video oriented, more textual. They prefer to read or to be told face to face. Whereas we move to a Gen X or millennial, they're much more comfortable with the technology and would prefer the short videos to give them what they need when they need it. In all of these sessions, we'll be looking at different tools, but for example, we included a Prezi option here as well as videos, PDFs for textual content, The interactive discussion board that'll be running throughout this course starts this week. We also include some quizzes, which are a predecessor for how we'll be looking at assessment and rubrics later on. But we're introducing actually 6 different tools at this time, not including the Moodle platform itself. So keep in mind that that's another goal in this course, is to introduce you and to show you what some of these tools are capable of. So I hope that helps explain some of the things that we're going to be doing this week when you take a look through our MOOC. Take your time, work with the activities, have some great discussion, and if you need me, don't forget, I'm going to be available in the discussion forum.